we're on day 3 of baby cereal, and the first day Jamie wasn't having it like at all. And yesterday and the day before, so today is day 4 because he hasn't had it yet. Yesterday and the day before, I would just hold the spoon like near his face, and he grabbed it and put it in his own mouth. And that's like how, if you try to put something in his mouth without him holding it, he kind of like recoils to it. So he's just holding his own spoon. I'll take his hand and I'll dip it. And we have these like really cool spoons that they're like, I want to say it's a pointed tip, but it's not sharp. It's silicone, and so it bends really easily.
It looks kind of like a leaf, right?
Yes, it looks like a leaf. So when you just put it down into the bowl, you just touch it in the bowl and it's scooped some up. You don't have to actually do the scooping motion. So I just kind of push his hand down until the spoon touches the bowl, and then he lifts it up and puts it right into his mouth. I mean, after like 2 days.
Well, it's a sensory experience for kids too. You know, my mom would get upset. She'd say, Emmett's just smashing the banana. I said, I know, Mom. He'll eat it.
Yeah,
let him smash it and he'll eat it. Yeah, he wants to know, okay, what is this thing? I want to explore it with my hands first. I want to know what it smells like, and then I'll taste it. And then if it's good, I'll swallow it. But it's so tricky. And also with control. I think kids want control. If someone were like ramming something close to my mouth that I didn't know what it was, I'd be like, heck no, I'm not putting this in my mouth. Right. Like, who do you think you are? You're not going to shove stuff in my mouth. Well, I would like smell it and like push it around my plate too. And then I would try a little. And then if I liked it, I would eat more.
And if someone, like as an adult, if someone said like, oh, this is amazing, or, you know, this is pizza, you would at least comprehend that. But like as an infant or a toddler, they don't know. They're like, oh, here's, you know, some sweet potato you've never had before. And they just shove it in your mouth. I can't imagine having that as an adult and then liking what was it. You just have so many things going on, like trying to figure out what it is and how it tastes. And
and if this is a good thing or if this is going to be bad, you know, what is going on with this? Babies are so, there's so much sensory information coming in through their mouths that they need control over that. It can't be something forced. And I think it's just a different generation with my mom. You know, I remember watching movies with kids where parents would do the airplane and feed their kids food. And so I think she learned from that, and she thought that was the right way to do things. That's how you get kids to eat their food, when it's actually pretty detrimental, in my opinion.
But I like looking over at my kids eating, like just today. Well, it's not the first time, but like today I had a little peanut butter and jelly sandwich thing from the schools that I was giving them. And I had ripped it up, and I rip it up for Buddy because he tends to throw the entire thing on the ground. So if it's ripped up, he's only throwing one, and then he like goes and that's usually what happens. He goes, oh, this is good. It's like freaks out at the beginning. Anyway. And so anyway, I ripped up half of Swiss's because she was having a meltdown. So I just wanted her to get it. And then I left the other half, and I was going to come back to it. And of course I forgot, and I came back and she was just picking it off and eating it. And I love those moments because it reminds me, I mean, yes, if it went the opposite direction, it could have been, I mean, maybe it couldn't have been bad in this situation, but some instances, if I had just forgotten to go back to it, sure, it could have been a problem, but it wasn't a problem. Like I was able to see that she probably could eat a peanut butter and jelly sandwich whole. In fact, I usually give them their bread completely whole, but then Buddy started throwing them off, but the pieces off. But I always like that. It just shows that they're able to do more than I think. And I can't remember what else happened the other day. There's something else like that I was telling. Oh, they were trying to put on socks themselves. And I know that the baby milestone development apps say certain ages they'll mimic things or like lift up their leg to put on pants or whatever. So I wasn't surprised when they did that, but the socks was fun because they don't wear socks that often, and they were trying to put them on over their pajama feet things. So yeah, I always like those moments.
So Jamie has learned how to take his pacifier out of his mouth, because we use this one when he's sleeping only, but he likes to just kind of grab it and then pull it out and then put it back in over and over and over again. And last night, or this morning, whatever, 4:30, 5 o'clock, I put him to bed. Oh, and he wears like a swaddle thing where his arms are up like this. It's like a
Oh yeah.
like starfish swaddle thing. So that was on him, and his pacifier was in his mouth. And then I put him down. And then this morning, TJ got up at 6 and got him and changed his diaper and everything. And he's like, "Do you know where his pacifier is? I can't find it." And I was looking everywhere. And I ended up finding it inside the sleeve of his swaddle. TJ blamed it on me, not blamed, but like initially was like, "Well, you must have just zipped it up in there, in your mindless fog." And I'm like, "No, you can't put him to sleep without the pacifier. Like, it doesn't work." So he had it in his mouth when I put him down. So my theory is he wiggled his hand up through the neck hole and got it out, and then like put his hand back in, because I've seen him do that with his hand before. I just think that's so funny to me that he's just like obsessed with taking it out and putting it in his mouth.
Did he stay asleep then with it being in his hand?
I guess.
So that's
I guess
good.
so. I don't know.
He can like soothe without it too.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes it depends on his mood, because oftentimes he'll be fine as long as he has it in his hand. And then as soon as he drops it, then he'll cry, and I just go and put it back in his mouth. So yeah, it depends.